Welcome to episode 75 of the Friday Fizz. This week, Sam talks about BBW, Richard Branson and Elon Musk get into partnership, and we're voting for Liam Gallagher for PM.
BBW, it's been a good week.
Right, okay, do you want to expand on that?
So BBW, for those who don't know, stands for Burnley Business Week.
Is that what it stands for? World recognised acronym.
If you Google BBW, it will definitely come up with Burnley Business Week. And it's a week put on by Burnley Council to celebrate businesses in Burnley and to help them grow. So they put on a load of free workshops. Businesses like us provide the workshops. We did one on social media last night. And then there's loads of others.
You say we, but I did absolutely jack.
Yes, so I did a workshop last night. There's 50 people booked on. It was a decent turnout.
Yeah.
And just gave some tips on social media, getting a plan together, how they can be a bit more strategic. Because a lot of people dabble.
Yeah.
But how you can be more strategic with it.
It's amazing how many businesses still just dabble, isn't it?
I mean, they probably came to my workshop 4 or 5 years ago when I told them, be consistent and you'll stand out. If you do that today, you just faded into the noise. So it's like last night it was going back and everything I told them to do 4 years ago, and putting an actual plan together, and being consistent but with valuable content, so then people actually see and recognise what you do.
If you are watching and you attended Sam's course, make sure you comment below. Tell us how. Give him a rating out of 5. 5 being best, 1 being worst.
Scary, innit? Could go bad.
It could go bad. You might be getting your P45 on Monday.
Self-confident Britain, while our opponents flirt with a foreign policy of neutrality.
And it all ends in Friday drinks, hosted by Plus 24 and the Palazzo.
On Monday there was an announcement that came out from Chris that was on this year's Love Island.
Right.
Do you not like reading?
I read like Roald Dahl.
That he was releasing this new bottled water that also contained his tears. And obviously there was outrage, headlines everywhere. We were listening to it in the office and we were like, what the hell is this? Why would anyone pay to drink his tears? That is weird.
Oh wait, so show me why you're strong. Ignore everybody else. We're alone now. Suddenly I'm hit. Ludicrous. It's the darkness of the storm. Ignore everybody else.
We were kind of just outraged that someone would try and sell that. And that's the idea, I think, because then on Tuesday, which happened to be World Mental Health Day, it came out that it was a campaign with Top Man or Top Shop, that it was men shouldn't bottle up their emotions.
We're alone now. Suddenly I'm hit. Ludicrous.
Ludicrous? No, ludicrous. Ludicrous that men bottle up their feelings every single day, and ludicrous that suicide is the biggest killer in men under 45. This World Mental Health Day, don't bottle it up.
And it was actually very clever.
Wow, that is really good.
And I felt really bad for slating him. I think that was the whole idea. Obviously, every newspaper had written like how ridiculous Love Island was, how stupid celebrities are. Then the next day it comes out. Everyone feels really bad, so everyone writes twice as much about it to follow it up.
Excellent.
So it was actually a really clever
Fair
campaign.
play. I love that sort of marketing.
Yeah.
You know, having the balls to do something proper out there.
Yeah, to really push people and challenge them, I suppose.
Yeah, because it could go wrong. Like they might not pick up the next day that it was a campaign, and so therefore all that bad press still exists.
Or everyone turns against you, kind of thing.
Yeah,
but I think again, with it being World Mental Health Day, it was obviously an amazing cause.
We should just mention that as well, because when was it? Was it Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Yeah. It's a really important subject. I've got some friends, a few friends who've had difficulties over the years, as I think, it's not something to be ashamed of, and I think we are getting better as a society about recognising mental illness as being a genuine illness, but I think we've still got a hell of a lot of work to do.
And that was a topic I've got to get it in this week, because she complains every week, suggested by.
Whilst we're on Facebook again innovating VR in 2018.
Yeah, they want to have like the Oculus, their VR product. They want it launched in 2018 for about $200.
Wow.
So it's going to
fairly
be the most
affordable.
affordable unit out there. It's getting a purpose to it though, isn't it? Because like you've got plenty of games that are going down the line.
Yeah.
You've got a few salesy methods of using it.
Totally. We've got clients really innovating on that at the minute, haven't we?
It's how it's going to fall in the middle, and actually the everyday person, how are they going to use it to keep it interesting?
Yeah.
So it's not just a fad for 200 quid.
For me, VR has to change. As in, and this is going there, you can't put that stupid fucking headset on. Until we get rid of the headset and we adopt some other way of VR, it's never going to be adopted en masse, I don't think. The way I see it is very much like Minority Report. You walk into a fucking shopping centre and it's VRing all around you. You know, that's the way I see it. We need to project it into the real world rather than it be on your head, because you can't walk around with that on your head.
But there's going to be massive changes for what you suggest, as well as people getting used to wearing massive headsets.
Yeah.
So I suppose either way, it's going to be a massive shift.
Yeah. Anyway, this one's an interesting one. Branson, Hyperloop.
Yeah. So
it's a weird match, right? So is this Elon? For those that you don't know, Elon Musk came up with this nuts idea where he was going to create this shuttle-like train that was super fast and could transport people across the US in seconds or minutes or whatever, you know. Yeah. And everybody said, "Oh wow, that's crazy," but then he like actually cracked on with it, as Elon Musk does.
It's not just a crazy idea that you come up with; it's actually planned out.
That's the thing with Elon Musk. He says these stupid, crazy ideas, and everybody goes, and then like 3 months later, he's launching a rocket into space. He's like, "What the f***? Where'd that come from?" And now Richard Branson's announced that
he's bought into it.
As a train owner, I felt this is something that I want to be able to operate. At the moment, our trains are limited to 125 miles an hour. And I know that our consumers would love, for instance, to go from London to Edinburgh in roughly 45 minutes.
Elon Musk and Branson and the companies they own,
because they have to
conflict.
Yeah. Well, they do in the space world, don't they? Very much.
Yeah.
Because Elon Musk has his own space tourism goals, and Richard Branson has his. Very different ships, very different methods of launching you into space and landing you and stuff, but still competitors.
Yeah.
So now them two getting into bed on something else is quite interesting.
So one of the guys from Hyperloop spoke out about it and basically said that they've built the systems, they've got Hyperloop there.
Yeah.
And it works, obviously they've got the functionality, but Virgin have got the experience with like customer experience and transport, all that kind of stuff. So they've got the whole other side of the business that
and the
Hyperloop don't have. So they can plug it in together.
Yeah.
And suddenly it's this massive transportation business.
Yeah. Awesome. Oh, we got a funny one. Right. This is just ridiculous. Right. Equifax, they've been having some troubles. So they got hacked. Then it came out earlier in the week that
there was a portion of UK people, and then they'd underestimated that, and it ended up being 800,000 people in the UK. Details were stolen as well. So massive hack, and it turned out that the password.
And now they've had to close down their website because it had malware on it.
Typical 44-year-old woman of 4 children.
What the fuck? It's ridiculous. How many times could you get it wrong?
Who is working on this?
I don't know. Somebody needs fucking firing. Sure. Can you imagine being the guy who had to report to the boss?
It's happened again. Sorry.
This is fine. I'm okay with the events that are unfolding currently. That's okay.
And you look at it with GDPR coming in next year. On a serious topic, GDPR, the new data protection regulation, the fine or the maximum fine is up to 20 million euros or 4% of your annual turnover. So, and that's turnover, not profit.
Right.
So 4% of your annual turnover.
Wow.
And this is for breaches that aren't reported. It's if you've not followed best practice and you haven't done as much as you can to prevent these things going wrong.
But
they clearly haven't.
That's a European legislation.
It's anyone that uses
Trades
European data or European customers, which obviously Equifax do.
Wow. Final one. Liam Gallagher for Prime Minister. I think this is a great shout.
That's the calls this week.
Yeah. No nonsense, as you were.
Stay out of my f***ing way.
He's come out this week. Obviously, Brexit is trailing on. No one really knows what's
honestly,
happening.
in the news this week, it's been horrific. I try and avoid the news now, but every so often you can't help but bump into it or, see it on your phone or whatever. Me, shut up. It's all Brexit and it's all doom. It's been like for the last 6 months or whatever it's been of these Brexit negotiations. We're not getting anywhere. We're at square one.
It's the same thing every week, isn't it?
It's the same report. Europe doesn't want to do a deal with us, and we can't negotiate with them. It's the same report every week.
I think it's
Well, Liam Gallagher came out this week with his profound quotes.
Go on.
One of them being, obviously, one of the main things was immigration and having a control on it. And he said, obviously, we don't want to let loony C-word in. Let good people move and groove wherever they want to.
Good statement. I love it. Yeah.
you're safe. Right, condom. You're getting pregnant.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and share, and tell us if you agree that Liam Gallagher should be PM. I mean, if you take a picture of your and post it on your story, that's not going to do your business any favours.
Not really.